Awesome. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Are we still having issues with, I understand there was someone who couldn't see the...
Aaron, yeah.
Yep, still having a problem.
Okay.
So if you click on your picture at the top right corner, oh, sorry, if you click on my picture, I'm sorry.
They're not able to see you. That's the problem.
So do they have their video camera started? They have to get their video when they log to the bottom of the page, and it should say share video.
So I can see the group setting.
What
But
about speaker view? Are you able to, if you click on speaker view?
Just 1 second.
Yeah, go to that. That's what I want to show her. Down here on the bottom, they have to start their, make sure, see if they can do, so that they can click.
On your end, at the bottom left screen, you should have.
I got it.
You got it?
Oh, you got it? Oh, awesome. All right, so continuing on with our painting, I'm going over the materials. So today we're going to be using 2 brushes. We're going to be using this big brush. This is the number 24. Yours might be black, or it might be green, or it might be a different color, but it is going to be this big brush, and it should have the number 24 written about right here on the handle. And then we're also going to be using the small brush. This is the number 0. Does everybody have brushes, these brushes or brushes that are similar?
I have a 4 and a 24.
Yes.
Those should work. I'm just going to be referring to them as big brush and little brush. We're going to be using the big brush to be painting the larger sections of our painting here, so like the sky and the water and the inside of our whale here. And then the smaller brushes we're going to be using to paint these smaller little details, so like the little birds, the little waves, and of course this little water spout. That's right. All right. Next, everybody should also have a cup of water, a cup of clean water. What I want everybody to do is I want everybody to take these brushes and I want you to put them right into our water cups. We do this for a couple of reasons. We're working with acrylic paints. We don't want our brushes to dry, and this will make it a lot easier for cleanup when we're done. All right. Next, everybody should also have a paper towel. We're going to be using this paper towel to dry off our brushes every time we rinse them in the water cup, because we don't want water driplets falling down our canvas and ruining our work. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove this example painting. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. All right. So what I want everybody to do is I want you guys to make sure your canvas is horizontal, so it's the landscape painting. We don't want it the other way. We want it long this way, all right? Then what we're gonna do is I want everybody to grab the big brush. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wipe off that excess water on the rim of the cup. This is gonna get all those big water droplets off of our brush. And then we're gonna take that paper towel and we're gonna dab it on both sides. And that's going to help get more of that water out, because we don't want our brush to be soaking wet. And the first color we are going to dip into is going to be this lovely hot pink color, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just dip my brush right into that color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the bottom of my canvas, and I want to do about a hand's width. You can see right here down at the bottom where my thumb is. And right up here, just above my pinky finger, I'm just going to make a line. It doesn't have to be right on your hand. You can kind of see I went just a little bit up. That's kind of what we want. This is going to be our horizon line. What we're going to do is we're just going to take that paint and we're just going to go all the way across. Now this does not have to be perfectly straight. We will be painting some water a little bit later. All right. So now once everybody has that beautiful horizon line right there, we're going to go ahead, we're just going to start filling in our background. We're just going to take more of that pink color paint. We're just going to keep painting all the way up to the top. Now, if you find that your paint is not spreading as well as you'd like, you can always just take your brush and dip it right into the water cup, just quick little dab. And then that really helps to spread that paint all across that canvas. Now you don't want to put too much paint on here. We do want a nice thin layer. You do want to cover the canvas. You don't want it too thin. And what we're going to do is, while this is still wet, we're going to be adding some other colors to it later. So we want to work a little bit quickly here. We want to get this whole top section covered. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to let me know. You can go ahead and say it in the video chat, or if you're a little shy, you can go ahead and type it. We have Carrie behind the scenes who can definitely help you out with anything you have, any questions you have. Now when you're painting, try to keep in mind you want our paint to go from left to right. You can go up and down, but we want to get a nice cloud feeling going with this, and just that beautiful horizon sky off in the background. So it's best to work going from to left and right. At this time, I want to let you know that the colors might translate a little bit differently over the computer, and that is okay. And it's all right if it's a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than some others. Paintings are like handwriting. Everybody's is going to be different. Now, you also want to remember to paint the sides of your canvas. So I'm coming right here and I'm just painting the sides. This is called wrapping the canvas. This just adds a little bit more detail to your painting. That way when you look at it from the side, you can see it's nice and colored on this side. And when you come to the front, it just kind of wraps it all the way around.
They're so cute.
All right, so everyone should be just about done putting the this hot paint on their canvas. If you're not done, that's okay. You can just move at your own pace. I'm just about finished right here. And our next step, we're gonna add some white paint to this. We wanna make some clouds up here in the sky. And I want to do this while the paint is still wet. That way it'll blend nice and evenly into the rest of my painting. So bring up the example to show you. So our next step is, you can see right here in the background how we have these white clouds going on. So this is the effect that we want to get. And this is how we do that is we're going to still have our canvas fairly wet. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our paintbrush and we're just going to take our paper towel. And we're going to gently wipe off that excess pink color. It's all right if your brush is still a little pink, that's okay. And I'm just gonna go right into my white paint there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up some white paint, not too much, not too little. And we're just going to streak this in the top section of our painting. You want to go a little light-handed with this. You don't want to go too heavy-handed. If you go too heavy-handed, what's going to happen is it's going to blend in there. It's going to create a very light pink. That's okay, but we do want some of those white clouds in there. So you want to be very gentle when you're streaking in that white paint. And you want to bring this going about halfway down your pink. So I'm stopping at about right here. So this section is about halfway down into my pink section. right, once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rinse our big brush. Now to rinse the brush, what you wanna do is you wanna dip it into your water cup, and you're gonna hold your water cup very steadily. You don't want it to slosh around and get water everywhere. And we're going to pretend like we're painting circles at the bottom of the water cup. What this is gonna do is gonna open up those bristles, it's gonna release that paint from in between. I do it for about 8 seconds to really get all that paint out. All right, and once you've gotten all that paint out, again, we're going to wipe our brush off on the rim of the cup, top and bottom. Then we're gonna take our paper towel and we're gonna dab it on both sides. Really get all that little excess water. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're going to dip into this lovely blue color. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in this section right here, so the bottom part of our pink sky. And to show you the example, it's gonna be right here. So we're using the color blue, but blue and red, or blue and pink, make a purple color. So what we wanna do is we wanna achieve a nice purple color that's darker at the bottom and it fades going upward. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so just taking my brush, picking up some of that blue paint, and we're gonna work it in down here at the bottom. Now, it's okay if when you first put this on, it's a really strong blue, that's okay. Because what you can do is after you get a nice decent layer here, I'll work this going up just a little bit, you can actually go back into the pink without rinsing your brush. You can pick up a little bit of pink and put that right on top of that blue and really mix that in. And that's gonna get you that nice, lovely purple color. All right, and as you get closer to the top right here, so we have the darker purple here, and going up, I wanna get a little lighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some more of that pink, we'll put it right here at the top, and really blend that in. Go ahead and add a little bit more pink down here. I want this to be a little broken up. I don't want it to be one solid purple color. I want to have a little bit more pink and a little bit more blue in there. There we go. All right. Then what you're going to do is the same thing that we did with our white up here to create these clouds. We're going to do it down here. We're going to lighten this up just a little bit more. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna take your brush, you're just gonna wipe it off on your paper towel, and then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pick up some of that white. Now I do recommend when you're picking up different colors and your brush is a little dirty, is to go from the edges. If you go from the edges, that leaves the inside of your paint or whatever color it is uncontaminated with other colors, and it doesn't get like a weird rainbow mess. So I'm just gonna go right here, pick up a little bit of white on the edge. And just like I did the top, I'm just gonna streak some white right into there to really lighten up that background. You can put as much or as little white as you want until you are happy with what you have achieved.
Maybe slow down a little bit. Maybe a little rush.
So again, you have your top portion right here that is the pink color that we used. We just layered this bottom portion right here with our blue color to create a lovely dark purple that fades into the pink. So we've got that dark going down here, and it slowly rises and turns to pink. And then you've taken that white paint and you just kind of spread it across the canvas to create these lovely clouds and just like a nice sky. I'm not sure if you would consider this dusk or dawn, Let me know what you guys think. Dusk or dawn?
I think we're at dusk.
Dusk? All right. Yes. I like it.
Can we just make sure that we're not going too fast for any of the kiddos? Because I do know we got some younger kiddos on the call.
Yeah, we're going, it's a
Slow
little
down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. This Zoom thing is, we're all quite new to this. It's a lot easier to judge how fast people are going when they're sitting in front of you. So if you don't tell me to slow down, I don't know.
Yeah, let's be honest. I need you to slow down because I don't do this well.
Okay.
It's not the kids, it's
I can
me.
go as fast or as slow as you want me to.
We do have quite a few younger kids, so let's go slow. Let's take it slow. Yeah.
All right, I can do that.
what was the step after the blue mixed with the purple? We missed that. Was that white?
Oh, yes, it's just white. All you're gonna do is the same thing that we did up here at the top to get those nice clouds going. And that's what you're gonna do down here. And basically what we're trying to achieve is we're trying to achieve those white clouds that are going from the top to the bottom. And we're just trying to get that light color going.
Okay.
Because what happens when you have a nice dark background and you put something in the foreground, such as our little gray, light gray whale, it'll really make him pop.
Okay. Now, can you rinse that out really well while I try and help you here? Okay, and then we'll do the white, like the white clouds.
Yeah, and everybody feel free to speak up if you need something repeated or maybe a technique shown again too, because I know this is new for a lot of us, so.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, the cool thing about this particular painting is that this little whale, he's very, he's kind of like a blank canvas. So he's got this basic little cute smile, but I highly encourage you to get creative with this when we get to this step. So while we're working towards getting our whale on here, I want you guys to think about like what you want to put on your whale. Do you want it to have a little top hat, maybe a little flower tiara, or maybe your whale wears jeans? Because, you know, whales wear pants because, you know, whales have legs, right? You can put like little eyelashes or little like rosy cheeks. You can probably maybe draw a shark down here. I want you guys to think and get creative when we get to these final steps. While you're painting, you can be like, oh, I think this would look really good in there. I want to put like a shark or a sailboat. How's everybody doing? Are we getting caught up? Awesome. Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're having fun.
Yeah.
Woo! Everybody's having fun. This is awesome. Are we ready to move on to the next step, or shall I give everyone a couple more minutes?
Okay. Wait, so you have the blue and then it's purplish and then more white?
Yeah, so you just want to put white on top of what you already have here.
So it makes like a purple, or do you see the white?
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
So it makes like a purpley, like a lighter blue, or you actually?
Yes, it makes like a very light purple when you add the white on top.
Yeah, I did that. Okay.
But then we need to do it.
And so we need clouds in the sky, I think. Is that what we're missing? And you just did brush strokes for clouds?
Yep, you're just gonna go to left to right. You want to be a little light-handed on it. You don't want to be too heavy. If you're too heavy, what ends up happening is it mushes that paint together and it turns into a different color, which is okay, but we do want to get some clouds in there.
Thank you, Mommy. I love you. Chinese.
How's everybody doing? Are we ready to move on to the next step? Oh, I see a couple thumbs up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. And if you're not here, that's okay. I can repeat myself at any moment. All right, so next what we're gonna do is I want you to take that big brush and we're gonna rinse it again. Again, remember, you wanna paint small circles down at the bottom of the cup to open up those bristles. And then you're gonna wipe the brush off from the rim of the cup to get that excess water off. And then onto our paper towel to get the remaining water off. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use one of our paper plates. So everyone should have 2 paper plates. We're gonna use one to mix our custom color on. We're gonna use the other one as a stencil, all right? So what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to take your big brush and we're going to take 1 scoop of white, 1 scoop of blue, and 1 scoop of green. So let me put that on my plate and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm gonna take 1 scoop of white, 1 scoop of blue.
So a lot of the color.
Yeah, we want a decent amount, yes. And a scoop of green. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. All right, so we have.
Which color did you mix again?
I'm about to put it up.
We're gonna put it in the chat window and I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that again. We have 1 scoop of white, 1 scoop of blue, and 1 scoop of green. All right, when you have that on your plate, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our big brush and we're gonna mix that.
1
right
scoop
on our
of
plate.
what?
1 scoop of green and 1 scoop of blue, I believe she said.
1 white, 1 blue, and 1 green. I believe Carrie has put it up on the screen for you guys in case you forget.
Okay. But we don't dip the paintbrush. Okay.
You don't have to rinse your paintbrush in between scoops. When you're picking up scoops, what you want to do is, so I've gone from the bottom, so you can see my large circle of green. I've scooped it from the bottom, so that way I still leave some pure green up here.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna have to wash it because we don't have much green. Hold this, please. Can you hold this? Just hold it.
We don't have much.
We should have enough green to help to be able to do this. So hopefully.
If you're worried that you might run out of green, that's okay. This is the only step that we'll be using green for. So if you use up all your green, that is okay. The only time that it's going to matter is if you actually want to use that pure green to make something else on your painting. But it is okay if you use all that green.
So some of their paints got spilled in shipping, so they don't have all the colors in full that they need. So if they need to supplement, what colors would you recommend? Extra blue, extra white? Maybe we can help them along with that.
If anybody is missing the color green or they don't have enough color green, you want to, you can still achieve this color down here, and you would actually just use blue and white to make a light blue water down here at the bottom.
Okay.
The green is just to make a nice teal, like a seafoam color, but you are more than welcome to just use a scoop of blue and a scoop of white to fill in that bottom part.
Okay, so we're just doing like that color? No?
Yep, it should be about that color. It's like a teal seafoam kind of color.
I think that's
And,
pretty.
again, with the being on camera and over the internet, sometimes colors don't actually translate quite correctly through the internet. But it's okay, because like I said earlier, everybody's painting is going to be different, and I think that's really cool. We can all be painting the same thing, but everyone's painting is going to be just a little bit different than somebody else's, and that's what makes it unique, and that's what makes it your own. All right, so after you're done mixing your color, what you're going to do is you're just going to take that color and you're going to just paint that lower half or that lower portion of your canvas. It is all right if it extends a little bit into your sky.
You know, lift it up a little bit.
And don't forget to paint those edges. Now you do want to save a little bit of this color for later use, because we still, if you notice, our whale has those nice wavy, little points that the whale is sitting on in the water. We're not doing those just yet. So we want to make sure we save whatever color you're using for the water. You want to save a little bit so that you have enough paint to draw on those wavy lines later.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know or type it in the chat and Carrie can answer it for you. I'm gonna walk over to this side real quick so I can reach this part of my canvas. We'll step back over to my spot in just a moment. All right. Okay. I'll give everybody a few minutes to go ahead and paint that lower half of the water. Don't forget to paint the bottom of your canvas. Remember, we're painting all the way around. So I'm just going to lift my painting up, and I'm just going to paint down here at the bottom. So has anybody thought of any cool ideas that they're gonna, little images they wanna add to their whale? Anybody thinking of maybe putting like dragon wings, or you can make it a narwhal, which are the unicorns of the sea. I think that would be really cute. Give it a little unicorn horn.
I think we're gonna put some hearts on ours, we decided.
Ooh, nice, I like that. All right, I'm going to move on to the next step. It's okay if you haven't finished painting the lower half yet. I do want to go to the next step because we do want this next step to, we still want the paint to be wet for this next step. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your paintbrush and you're just going to wipe it off on your paper towel. You want to get a lot of that blue seafoam color off. And then just like we did the sky, we're going to go ahead and we're going to dip our brush into the white paint. And we're going to start streaking that through our sea We're just gonna go left to right. Make sure you get up here at the top of where the water meets the sky. We just want to add just a little more detail to our water.
I have a question.
Yes, what's your question?
Do you want to like keep the white just like so you can see the white, or like fade it into the green?
You want to fade it into the green. So you don't remember how we did it up here, how we wanted to see the clouds in the white? Right here, you want it just a little bit dimmer. You don't want it too bright white, because what we're going to do is, you see those little waves that we have and the whale and the water?
We have a question.
So we will add these. These are just going to be bright white later.
Okay.
So you want it to be nice and just very subtle, but you do want a little bit of color variation in there.
What brush are you using?
We are still using that big brush. So your number 24.
Okay, thank you.
Are you doing the white all over it or just spots?
It's all over it. It's kind of scattered in between. I am putting more white up towards the top of my water, where the part of the sky meets the water.
Okay, thank you.
And then now I'm going to move on to the next step, and this is going to be our last step before we go ahead and take a 10-minute break. I'm moving, if you are not at this step, that is okay. I am going to show this step because the paint still needs to be wet for this next step. So what we want to do is we want to just take our brush, and again, paint those circles down at the bottom, get all that paint out from those bristles, and we'll wipe the bristles off on the rim of the cup, top and bottom. And again, taking that paper towel and wiping it off, get a lot of that excess water off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tiniest bit of blue. So I've just taken my brush and just dipped it very, very slightly, so I don't have a lot on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the bottom of my canvas. And I'm going to just, right here down at the bottom, just a little bit in there, because I want it to be darker down towards the bottom of my canvas. I'm just going to streak that in there, very nice and easy. You don't want it too dark, so you want to really blend this in. Just kind of streak that going through. All right. Again, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. We will be taking our 10-minute break in just a moment. So this is but it's down here at the bottom. We want this bottom part of our canvas to be darker. That way when we put in these little wavy lines here, they'll really pop. All right, we're going to be starting the 10-minute break timer in just a moment. When it pops up on your screen, I do highly encourage you to take that 10-minute break. That way you give your canvas enough time to completely dry, because we really want this to be nice and dry. That way when we go to start painting our whale, the colors don't get all muddy and they don't get mixed up. So as soon as that timer goes on our screen, I want you guys to, step back, take a look at your work, because if you're standing really close to your work and you're looking at it, and you might think, oh, I don't know if I like that, or it will look a lot different when you step away from it. It gives you another perspective, so you can see the entire thing as a whole and be like, oh, yes, I did that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start that timer now.
All right. I'm gonna put you on.
All right, guys, thank you. You guys are doing such a great job. Do you want to show us your picture so far while it's drying? Let's see them. Hi, Josiah, I see you. Oh, Bella, I love it. Josiah, bring it closer to the camera so we can see it closer. Oh, great coloring. I love it. I love it. Love it. You guys are so good. Vega, you're great. Yeah. Look at you guys, Casey and Tyler. I love it. And Aaron. You guys, you're doing an amazing job. Stella, what about you? What about your painting? Let's see the masterpiece. Oh, great job. Way better than mine.
Yours. I like yours more.
Thank you. Thank you. Have we missed anybody?
I put my own picture on mine.
No, this was yours. Sorry, love.
No, on
Wow, look at all the great pictures. You guys are amazing. I'm loving the clouds.
Annabelle wanted to show you hers.
I want to see Annabelle.
I was even gonna.
Where? Hold on, I'm trying to find you on all these.
It's a good problem.
Annabelle. I know. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Good coloring.
Thank you.
Nice job. And you guys are clearly better at this than mine. Here, you can see mine.
I wanted to paint with you.
Then come in here and paint.
But I can't.
You guys listening to some really awesome music while you're painting? Any good tunes going on? Oh, Annabelle, I can't hear the music. Unmute you so we can hear it. Because you got some jams.
Why is this down here?
It fell from up there. You can use those paints.
I know. I was just about to ask.
Absolutely. So as we get ready to go back online, just be sure if there's anything you want repeated, don't hesitate to ask. If you're shy, you can message me in this little group chat and I can ask for you. If we're going too fast, let us know, because at first I was like, whoa, slow down. I'm a little slow. So there's no problem with having it slow down too, okay? Annabelle, you got some moves. Josiah, you having fun over there? Yeah? You doing good today? Feeling good?
Yes,
Yeah? How are you enjoying no school right now?
good.
Yeah, I bet. Is that your paint water your hand is in?
No, my paint water is right here.
Okay.
Washing his hands. Hello.
Hi, Shay. My hand is a beautiful color of ocean right now.
Oh, okay.
This
You've got
is
all of them.
this is like sunrise on my hand right now.
Oh no. Here. So actually, I got a question. Is this gonna be recorded? Because he has to do another class.
Yep, so they are recording it. There's a couple kiddos that they haven't received their kits because they're still on the UPS truck. So we asked them to record it. So I'll get that and I'll send it to you.
Okay, okay. But in that way, he's got a ton of paint on here to dry.
Yes, see, it's perfect.
Do you have any extra
All right, we'll see you around.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Why are you leaving? You have class.
So who thinks that this picture makes you really want to go to the beach right now? Definitely me, right? I know it's kind of cold here today, but oh, just looking at this, I should be at the beach right now with the whale. All right, so I think to pass time, maybe we can consider doing some small little trivia. And right here is Evie. A joke, sorry. Right here is Evie. Come on the screen so we can see you, kiddo.
Hello there.
Say hi. She has a fantastic joke.
Watermelon down first.
Two jokes. Okay.
I made them both up.
You did.
What does a dog say? No, what is a dog's favorite part of a tree?
Say it again slower.
What is a dog's favorite part of the tree?
Favorite part of the tree?
The bark.
You gotta let them.
Ah, that's funny. That was a good
I
one.
made it up.
Ah, that's good.
Okay, you can do one more and then we'll see if somebody else has a joke.
And I have one more to do, and I made this one up too.
Okay.
What does a glowing star say to the car that's annoying the car? The star.
To the car?
Say it again.
What does a glowing star say to the car when the star is getting annoyed?
I don't know. What does he say?
Let's see if somebody has a guess.
You have a guess?
Anybody have an idea?
I
Any ideas?
glow away. Spotlight.
That's cute.
I made that one up too.
That's a
Oh.
good one. I like that.
Casey, what is your name, kiddo? Casey? Unmute you. There you go. What's your name, kiddo? Oh, sorry, honey, we can't hear you.
Wait, you're mute.
No, I'm not. She's not. There we go. Oh, wait, we can't hear you yet, kiddo. Do you have a headset or something connected?
That was a good joke.
It was a good joke.
Both. I know.
Do you want to write it down and we can say it for you? Okay. Okay, while she's writing it down, does somebody have another one? Go ahead, Stella.
What do you call a cat's favorite color?
Ooh, anybody know? What do you call a cat's favorite color?
What is it?
I know. Purple.
You are the master jokester, huh, Abby?
Okay, well, we're waiting for the other one to be written down. Does anybody else have another joke? Okay, here's one. Why is the chicken confused?
Wait, she's asking you if you know why is the chicken confused.
Why is the chicken confused? Anybody?
She made it up.
Okay, but don't say it, don't say it.
She made it.
Because he got hit by a car.
Nope.
9.
Nope, you may not say it. Anybody else have an idea what it could be? Are we out of ideas? Okay, Abby, you can go for it.
Because eggs are scrambled.
Oh, that's fun.
Because its eggs are scrambled.
Those eggs are scrambled. Don't do that.
All right. Casey, is that your name, kiddo? It's Casey? It's leaning on that. All right, kiddo. Okay, you're muted. Why do stuffed animals not get hungry? Why do stuffed animals not get hungry? Say that again?
Because they're stuffed.
Because they're stuffed.
I was gonna say that.
Because they're stuffed animals. That's awesome. Good joke. Good joke. Anybody else have one? Go ahead, buddy. Oh, I think I heard you just now. Maybe the volume's working? Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Oh, we're back.
Oh, okay, guys. Fun jokes. Okay, let's see how we do now with the whale.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. You guys had some pretty cool and funny jokes going on there. I really like those. I think my favorite one was the one about the cat's favorite color.
Mhm.
I've never heard that one before. All right, so our next step is we are going to be drawing our cute little whale. So as I mentioned before, we have an extra paper plate. What we're going to do is we're going to use this to create the body of our whale. But first we need to mix the color that we're going to use to paint our whale. And what we want to do is I want everybody to take that mixing plate that we had earlier, the one with our blue color on it. And I want everyone to go ahead and grab their
I think we might have a question. Annabelle, do you have a question?
What's your question?
Mine's not totally dry yet.
Okay, that is okay. If you if it's super wet, I would wait and just listen to the instruction, and then when it starts to dry, you can go ahead and paint. But if it's still just a little tiny bit wet, so mine is just a teensy bit wet, you just want to use a very light hand to paint the outlining of our whale. All right? So, because the great thing about acrylic paint is that when it dries, you can just paint right over it. So if you accidentally mess up and your colors start blending in and your whale turns a weird purple color and not gray like you want it to, all you have to do is just wait until it dries and then paint right over it. All right? Did that answer your question?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So we want to go ahead and remember, rinse that brush off really good. Circles at the bottom of your cup. We're going to go ahead and wipe off that excess water. And then you're going to go ahead and wipe that excess water off on your paper towel. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to mix 2 scoops of white and 1 dab of black. And before you dip your brush into the black, I want you to wait until I do it. That way I can show you how much black paint that you actually need, because Black is a little crazy. When you put too much, it makes it very, very dark, and it's really hard to get it to go light again. So what we want to do is we're going to take 2 big scoops of white. So you want to put that on your mixing plate. I'm going to go ahead, got my 2 scoops. And then what you want to do is when you do the black paint, you just want to take your brush and you're just going to go boop, right in. You're just going to go straight down, pick it right back up, and you should have just a little bit on your brush. You don't want too much and you don't want too little, because you can always add more, but it's really hard to take it away. All right, so now that I have my 2 scoops of white and my dab of black, I'm just going to go ahead and mix that right on my mixing plate. You should get a very nice light gray color. Now, if you want this darker, you're more than welcome to add more black. If you want it to be lighter and you want it more like a beluga whale, you can add a little bit more white. All right. All right, so once you have that mixed, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to set my big brush down. You don't have to put it in the water cup. I'm just going to set it down to the side because I'm going to use this paint to fill in my whale. But first, what I want to do is I want to take my little brush, and it's been sitting in your water cup for a little bit, so you might want to give it a little swirl in that cup. You're going to dry it off on a paper towel. All right? Then what I want everybody to do, I want everybody to take that blank paper plate, and I want you to put it on your canvas. Now, I want you to pay close attention to where this plate is, because if you notice, now let me bring up the example real quick. If you notice, when I put this on my whale, you'll notice that this bottom part here is in the water. So you want to make sure that at least 1/3 of your whale is in the water. So I'm gonna, you can mark your paper plate if you want, but I'm just gonna show you just real quick here so you guys can see it a little bit better. There's, oh, it's a very light line. Right. I think that's a little better. You guys see that? See how part of my paper plate is in the water and the other part is out? So you just want to make sure that's what you have on your canvas. You're more than welcome to mark your paper plate if that helps. So I'm just going to take this paper plate, making sure that this part is in the water and this part is out of the water. All right. Then next, I'm going to take my hand and use my fingers, and I'm going to do about, it's going to be about 4 fingers away from the left of my canvas. So you can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my paper plate is right there. So that's about where you want your paper plate. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
Can you just slow down for a sec?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I have a question. I have relinquished my extra paper paint plate to Evie right now. So am I just basically going to be drawing a half circle right there?
Yeah, it's actually a little more than a half circle.
Okay.
I really want this to be bulbous and coming up out of the water.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you.
Can you go over a couple of the steps again? Like the paper plate steps?
All right, so all you're doing is you're just taking your paper plate, and I have the line drawn. You don't have to draw the line. I just have it drawn so you can see it just a little bit better on the screen. But basically all this is saying is that this top part is out of the water and this bottom part is in the water. So that when I draw my line going around my paper plate, we'll get like a nice, almost half circle whale body.
Thank you.
Now, does everybody have the color that they want for their whale mixed up? All right, so now that we have your paper plate situated on here, remember it is 4 fingers from the edge of the canvas, about 4 fingers. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want about 4 fingers from the edge of the canvas. what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that little brush and you're gonna dip it into that gray color. And we are just going to outline, I'm just gonna trace a circle or paper plate around using that gray color. This is going to give us the body of our whale. It's all right if you go a little bit into the water. We can always cover that later. When you remove your canvas, you should have this nice little circle. Kind of looks like a sun or a moon coming up over the horizon. All right, our next step, before we fill in the whale, is that we need to draw our little whale, his little tail right here. So if you notice, it's about 3 fingers. So if I put this down here, and it's 1, 2, 3 fingers from the right of my canvas, and that's where it starts. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 3 fingers. It could be 2. It could be 1. But I'm going to do 3 fingers. That way I have a basic little guideline. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to step over to the other side of my canvas so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm going to come here and I'm going to put 3 fingers to the edge of my canvas. And I'm just going to make a little dot. You just want to put it right here somewhere. You don't want to do it too low. You don't want to do it too high. But you just want somewhere to indicate I don't want to go any further than that little dot when I put my little whale tail on. All right? All right, now this part is a little tricky, but I believe in you guys. I saw your paintings during the break, and those are looking really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it's like a little whale nub. And I wanna start somewhere right here on the side of the body. And I want to make like a little bit of like a little curve. Kind of like the sun is, scooping his little hand up.
Okay, I'm sorry. So where did you say we start the tail from? Because we just finished the body part.
It's about 3 fingers up from the bottom. So if you want to do, if you want to put 3 fingers here, it's approximately 3 fingers.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And we're just gonna make a curved smiley. All right, once you've done that, we're gonna come to the top of this little tail here, and we're actually gonna curve down. It's kind of like a little dog or a cat tail, so it's gonna look a little funky right now. All right. Our next step, this is also a little tricky, but what I find helps is if you actually turn your canvas upside down, we're gonna draw a mustache. And what I mean by this is if you look at this whale tail upside down, it looks like a mustache. You see that where it kind of curves around and it's got that little lumps and bumps there, all right? All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna find that dot right here. We're gonna make sure we're not gonna go past that dot. And I'm just gonna make kind of like an umbrella shape. All right? I'm gonna give everyone just a couple more moments to draw that little umbrella shape. All right, now we're just gonna draw that little mustache shape. It's just gonna
Beautiful. That's really hard for me. Can you, how do we do that mustache?
You can also do it in a different way. Let me draw it on this paper plate for you so you can see if you're having trouble drawing the mustache shape. Let me grab some darker pink here. So you have that umbrella shape.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing you can do is, here, let me draw the rest of the tail so it's a little more accurate for you. All right, so that's my upside down tail. Like the rest of the whale is there, so it's kind of like that. What you want to do is you want to find the middle here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make kind of like a leaf shape.
Teardrop.
Or like a teardrop. Is that a little easier for you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know the mustache shape is a little weird. I thought it was cute because mustache. All right, but you can do it both ways. You can do it the mustache way, or you can do the teardrop way. All right. Once you've done that, all you're going to do is you're going to take your canvas and you're going to turn it back over the right way up. Now what you want to do is you want to take your little brush, and we're going to start filling in the tail first, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the body. You can actually do it either way. If you remember that big brush that we set aside that had all that mixed color on it, you can just go ahead and we're just going to start filling in our whale. And I know some of you said that your paint was a little bit wet, so you want to be very careful as you're painting over this. You just want to go ahead and fill some of that in. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start painting in the tail using my little brush.
So my paint is drying quickly on my plate. Should I add water to it or just add more paint?
Yes, you can add just a little bit more water if it's starting to dry out. If it's completely dry out, then you just need to mix more of that color, and that is 2 scoops of white and 1 scoop of black.
Perfect, thank you.
You just don't want it too watery. Now you will notice as you're painting your whale, it's a little bit transparent. That is okay. If it's a little bit transparent, leave it and then come back to it when that layer dries, because once that first layer dries, you can easily just add another layer of acrylic paint and it'll cover that see-throughness right up. So you can see right here on my whale tail, you can see how it's a little bit see-through. I'm just going to let that dry for a couple minutes while I finish the rest of the whale, and then I'll come back and I'll paint right over that. You just don't want too much paint on this. If you get too much paint on it, it takes a really long time to dry, and sometimes it'll actually start cracking if it's too thick. And when you're painting down here at the bottom, it's okay if it gets a little bit into the water, because remember, we still have those little waves that we have to draw on. That'll come a little later. And then when you guys get to the bigger part of the body, I do recommend you taking the little brush and painting the bottom like this. So if you can see how I've just taken my gray paint and I've just painted the bottom here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to paint those edges with my little brush. And that gives me a little bit more control over where I'm painting. That way I can just take my big brush and fill in the rest of it without having to worry about getting too close to that edge. Now that I have those edges filled out, I'm just gonna swap over to my larger brush. And you can use a smaller brush to fill in the whole thing if you like. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my bigger brush. And I'm just gonna fill in the rest of this whale. All right, and now some of this tail is a little bit drier than when I started, which is perfect because I'm just gonna go over it again. I'm just gonna fill in and put a second coat of gray on that tail. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone a few minutes to finish filling in their whale. And then we'll move on to the next step. Has anybody decided if they're gonna put any fun features on the whale? I know a couple people said they were gonna put hearts on their picture, but is anyone gonna put like a unicorn horn to make it a narwhal, or give it a hat, or maybe dragon wings?
Can you just put up the final product?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I was thinking when you said how to draw the tail and you said mustache, I was thinking you could maybe put a mustache on it.
You could. I'd like to see that. It'd be really cute.
Is it a top hat?
Did someone say top hat? Nice. I think it would look really cute, but like a little top hat right here. So you want to make sure that when you paint down here at the bottom of your whale that you don't put too much paint because we want it to dry, because we are going to go back. We're going to add these little waves that go all the way across. Right, just a few more moments and then I'll move on to the next step. And again, it's okay if you haven't reached that step yet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. Again, it's okay if you're not here yet. What I want to do is I want to start his little water spout. So what I want to do is I want to take my little brush and I'll rinse it off really well. I'm going to dry it off on my paper towel. And then I'm going to take the white paint and I'm going to start making these little spouts. So you see right here on the example painting, it starts about the middle of his head and it just kind of branches out. Almost looks like a firework on the 4th of July, or like a sprinkler system. All you're going to do is you're going to locate the middle top portion of your whale, You're gonna put a dot. That dot is just right there. All right.
Sorry, can you repeat the color, just white?
Oh, yep, it's just white.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna do dotted lines. And we're just gonna dots. You don't have to connect them, so it's really cool if you could just kind of bounce your brush going down, but you want to start from a little bit in the middle where you always want to sprout out the water spout.
Kind of like a palm tree.
Yeah, kind of like a palm tree. All right, and you're just going to keep doing that until you're happy with the amount of water, being sure that to fill out the in between each line. You're just gonna put your little dots. You want to make them different sizes. Some are small, some are large. All right. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
I think I made my clouds too dark because my white is blending in with my clouds.
Okay, that is okay. And if that is the case, what you can do is you can take a little bit of white and a little bit of blue to make like a light blue color. And instead of doing these white, add a little bit of blue in there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing so that you have a better idea of what that'll look like in just some areas. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want it. So right here, I'm just taking a little bit of white and blue. So for those of you who want to do blue water instead of white, it's 3 scoops of white and 1 scoop of blue if you're going to do that.
Can we use the end of the brush to make the dots if we wanted to?
Yes, absolutely. You can take the other end, the end that doesn't have any bristles, and load that up with paint and start dotting. Now you will have to reload your brush a little bit more because it's not a bristle, so it doesn't hold a lot. All right, so I've added a little bit of light blue in there for those of you who need a little bit of a darker blue. Does anybody have any questions on this part? I'll give you guys a few more moments to finish up the water spout.
That one girl looks like she's hiding in a closet. Cute.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. It's okay if you're not here yet, because after this step, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take another break because we want our whale and our water spout to completely dry before we move on. So what I wanna do is take that little brush, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna be painting some highlights on our whale. So we'll just pick up the example painting to show you. You can see right here along the edges, we have a little bit of white going on. And this is just to kind of give our whale a little bit more definition so he really pops out. And so all you're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take that white paint, we're gonna add just little lines of white. What this is gonna do is it's gonna kind of give our whale a little bit of shine, because whales are in the ocean and they're always in the water. And just like you, when you get out of the swimming pool or something, your skin gets all shiny because the light is reflecting that water off. The same thing is happening with our whale. And you want to break up these lines. You don't want it a complete solid line. So it's just a little bit, almost like a really long dotted line.
I have a question. When you did the water spout, I missed it because we were working on the waves. Did you do blue as well and just do single strokes or just dotted everything?
I did. It's kind of in between. It's just kind of there. I only did that because there was a couple of people who said that their clouds were way too white and their water spouts weren't showing up. So I did just put a little bit of blue in there just to show you that it still works. Now you can do both if you want to. So all I did was take 3 scoops of white and 1 scoop of blue, and I kind of alternated so that it's just kind of in there. There's not a lot, but it is in there.
Did you use just dots for every line, or did you do like little strokes too?
Just little dots. They're not really lines. It's just kind of like what we've been doing with the same with the white. We're just dotting, going around. It's kind of just in between the white. If that makes sense.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So don't forget to add the highlight right here on the tail. So you have it here and you have it on this side of the tail as well. All right, so we are almost ready for our break. We're gonna actually go ahead, and I think by this point, everybody's water should be relatively dry. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take a white paint, and we're just going to start making just these wavy lines. You want to have some variation in them. So you want some to be very long, you want some to be very short. You just want to add that just all throughout your painting. They don't all have to be on the same plane parallel. So if you notice, like this one's a little off-centered from this one, and it's off-centered from that one, but some are on the same planes. All right, so all you're gonna do is you try to stay away from this top portion here because we will be adding some bumpy waves a little later. Just gonna take my brush. I'm just gonna go straight into it. Usually with stuff like this, I like to tell people, don't think, just do. So if some of you are a little hesitant and like, oh, I don't want to mess up the wave, waves they're wavy, they're in the water. If you've ever looked out into the ocean or the ripple in a pool, no 2 waves are exactly the same if you really, really look at them. You can put as many or as little waves as you want. You'll notice in the example painting that is up on the screen right now, that one has a little bit of waves, and that's okay. And then in this example painting, there's a bunch of waves. So it's all personal preference. It's however you feel how many waves, this whale can be in really choppy seas, or it could just be in some calm oceans. I'll leave that up to your imagination. All right, when you're happy with the amount of waves that you have on there, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take another 10-minute break. We want all of this to be nice and dry because all we have left to do is add our wave line up here at the top and add some nice details, any birds, top hats, unicorn horns you guys may want to add, all right? So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to start that timer right now. We're going to give you guys 10 minutes to finish up those waves and let that whale dry.
How's everybody doing with your waves? All right, guys, anybody want to show their waves? Do you Ooh. I love those waves. Nice job. And this is from Aaron's family. What's your name, kiddo?
Go ahead.
Avery.
Avery, I love what you did with them. That is fantastic. Great job. And what's your name, kiddo?
Yes.
Madison.
Hi, Madison. Oh, I love what you did. And those clouds, they remind me of something special called cotton candy clouds. I love them. Great job.
Show you.
Anybody else want to show their waves? Should I show mine? That's mine. All right. For those that are done with their waves, anybody have some good jokes you want to share? Ooh, Annabelle, let's see those waves. Oh, nice job. Ooh, is that a hat? I love it. Nice job. Awesome. Lori, I would hope you do perfection over there.
I'm trying. We have little oopsies. We try to fix as best as we can.
It's going to be perfect. It's going to be great. Rita, how about you? Can we see your waves? Yeah, you. No, it's okay. You don't have to share.
You don't like that though?
Does anybody want to tell a joke? No?
Thank you. You want it more purpley or that's okay?
That's okay.
You sure?
Huh?
Alright, I'm gonna stop it while I'm away.
Your head.
No.
Can I have a spot of tea? Thank you. Hi, Stella. Can we see your waves?
I think she's getting tired and cranky now.
Oh.
Now be quiet. It's all right. We've been doing it together.
So glad we're not the only.
Oh, I love it. No, it's a long sitting for kiddos. I get that. It's a long.
She wants to tell you another joke.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
What? Why did the boy want to throw butter out the window?
Why did the boy want to throw butter out the window? Does anybody have an idea? So he could slide away?
No, because he wanted to see butterflies.
Oh, that's good.
That's my favorite. My grandpa gave it to me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You should use that one often.
It's funny.
Anybody have any other jokes? Okay, go ahead, kiddo. From Casey, what's your name? Oh, I can't hear you. Are you muted?
No. No.
There you go. What's your name?
Can I do it?
Say it again, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't hear you. Do you want to write it down?
Soft curves. Soft curves. No, you
Hi. Lexi. I love the name Lexi. So do you want to write down your joke and I can read it? Awesome. Maybe your sister can help you? Good teamwork. Okay, guys, Lexi's coming up with an awesome joke. So if anybody has the answer, raise your hand, okay? Oh, I'm excited. Lexi looks so happy with this one. Where did Lexi go? Did we get shy with our joke? Okay. It is time to go back. So how about before we get off, you can share that joke, okay? Okay. Back to you, Pinos. We can't hear you. At least I can't hear you.
Try now.
How about now?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So our next and final steps is we're going to be adding this line right here, this wavy line. And then we have some birds and some smileys to add and whatever else you want to add to your whale. So, but first what we're going to do is we're going to come to this line right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make those wavy lines. So just like we did before, making those wavy lines with the white paint, we're going to do it with that teal. So that teal color or that light blue color, because I know someone said that their green got all messed up in the mail. We're just going to take your little brush, make sure it's nice and rinsed off. And we're going to go back up into that watercolor that we made. And we're just going to come in. We're just going to make waves. Those little wavy lines. And we're going to go over our whale. And it's all right if you see right here how there's little gaps in between. That is okay. We're going to fill that in just a moment.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
What's your
Go ahead.
My teal got dried out and I forgot the colors that you need to make it.
Okay, so if your teal dried out, you can always make more teal. And you could just do it with your little paintbrush. You don't have to use the big one. It's going to be 1 scoop of white, 1 scoop of blue, and 1 scoop of green.
Okay,
In just a moment, I think Carrie is going to be putting that up on the screen for you so that you guys can see. All right, after you've done the little wavy bits inside, or on top of your whale, I should say, you're going to just take a little bit of that color. You're just going to kind of fill in those little white spots or where you see the whale underneath. You're just going to fill that right in. All right. Try not to put too much paint on here because we do need it to dry just a little bit so that we can add a little bit of white details in there. All right. So then what we want to do is we want to add some birds to our painting. You can add as many birds as you like. I'm going to be adding 3 birds, 1 up in this corner and 2 on this side over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little brush. I'm going to rinse it off, make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm just going to go straight into the black paint. I've got some black paint on my brush. I'm just going to come over to the side and just going to make some birds. Does anybody have any questions on how to make these birds? It's kind of like a little bit of a lump, or like the start of a cloud almost. And we're going to refer back to my example painting here. So we've got two birds. One's tilted a little to the side and one's a little lower. So I want to come over here. I'm going to tilt one of those birds to the side. And I'm going to come down right here and paint another bird. You can make as many birds as you like. You don't have to put these 3, you could put more than 3.
How do you fix a messed up bird?
All right, so if you've messed up on your bird, what you want to do is you want to wait until the paint dries completely. So that bird has to be completely dry because we did use black paint. And what happens with the black paint, if you try to paint over it when it's wet, it's just going to create a very muddy color. So what you're just going to do is you'll wait till it's completely dry, and then we're going to go back over with the bright pink and depending on where it is on your canvas, you're going to try and color match what you've already done. So in this case, if it was this bird, I would wait till it's dry, cover it with pink, and then go back over with a little bit of that white to get those clouds back in there. And if I accidentally went over a little bit of my water spouts, just put that right back. But biggest key is you have to wait until it's completely dry before you paint over that bird.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's always black for me. Black is not my color.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little tricky. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create a little face on our whale. So he's got this little smile, and his little smile is not really connected to anything. He just kind of has this little smirk going on, and just a little eyeball right there at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to my whale, the bottom part. I'm just going to make a curved line to start his smile. And then he's got like little chubby cheeks going on, so he's got this tiny little curve at the end of that smile. I'm just going to add that right there. Now you don't have to draw this exact smile on your whale. You can make whatever kind of smile you want. You can give them fangs or chompers if you want. All right. And then somewhere above, you want to go ahead and you want to make the eye. Now I'm going to show you, there are 2 ways you can do this. I'm going to show you on my paper plate. You can always practice on your paper plate. So the first way would be to take your small brush with a little bit of paint and just paint a circle. Just a tiny circle. And it's always easier to start small and get bigger. You can't really go back if you do it the other way. So there's that first way.
I think you have a question.
Oh, you have a question?
I have to go.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We loved it so much.
Thank you for coming, guys.
We're so proud of her, her little adorable.
Oh, I love it.
We're gonna hang in her room. So thank you guys.
You guys want to post it to Facebook? That would be awesome.
We love to
Awesome.
see you.
Thank you guys. Love you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining us. All right, the other way to draw the eye is to actually take your big brush and using the end that does not have any bristles on it, you want to dip that into the black paint and dot the eye that way. And then you can actually go a little bit bigger by going in a bit of a circle to make that bigger. Gives you a little bit more control. You will have to reload your brush, but if by doing it with your big brush, it kind of gives you a better idea of where to start. So I'm going to do that using the big brush. I'm going to find where I want to put the eye. Put it right here. I'm just going to put a dot, and it gave him a very, very tiny little eye, and that is okay. You can make it as big or as small as you want. I'm going to go ahead and make mine just a little bit bigger.
Quick question, I'm sorry. So I just finished the bird. So the mouth is, how do we do the mouth again? Just
You're just going to come down to wherever you want the mouth.
Okay.
You're just going to make just a little smirk.
Smirk. Okay, thank you.
Because this is a side view of the whale and not the front view, there's really no right or wrong way to put this smile. It's just kind of there almost. All right, so now that I did my little dot of black paint for my eyeball, I want to actually make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take my little brush. I'm just going to start painting outward. Make that eye just a little bit bigger. All right. When you are happy with your eye and your smile, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rinse our brush, and we are going to add the final details to our painting. All I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my little brush, make sure it's nice and clean and dry, and then I'm going to take that little brush, I'm going to dip it into the white paint, and I'm going to start painting over the top of those waves that we made down here in the blue. Now you don't want to have them all connected, so you want to go a little choppy in between. So I'm kind of just going up, lifting my brush, going back to the canvas, lifting my brush. You just kind of want it every so often. We don't want it we don't want a solid color here. We want it to be a little choppy. All right. And then once you're done with that, your eye might still be a little wet, and that is okay. So this particular part, you want to be very light-handed. All you're going to do is you're going to take that brush with some white paint, and to the top left or the top right, I'm going to do it on the top right, I'm going to make a little dot for some highlights to get a little glare. I'm just going to take my brush and dip it right on that eye. And you can see, bring this maybe just a little bit closer so you guys can see just a little bit better. You can see right here that little highlight right there. All right? And we are done. I know a couple of you guys have added a few little details here and there. I'm pretty excited to see those. I know some of you are wanting to put some hearts on it. I know that the one person put a little cute little top hat on it. That was adorable. And
before we go, Lexi had a joke she wanted to say.
Oh,
if
go
we
ahead.
can have really quick. Lexi, did you want to still say that joke? No? Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being patient with us. Set everything up. It's a little bit of a learning process for us here at Pino's House. And we hope to see you guys again.
Great job, guys. Post it on Facebook so we can see all your work.
Give yourself a round of applause, guys.
Yeah, good job. Great job, everybody. The puppy's cute. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Post it on Facebook so we can see all your work.
Thank you very much.
Bye.